Okay, testing, testing. Okay, so okay, I testing my mic. Okay, I see my camera. My mic, my slide. Okay, everything is okay. Okay, so okay. Ah, okay. Okay, I think my mic is okay. Okay. So we will now is already 8 o'clock. Okay, so we will continue our class, begin our class now. Okay, so today we will enter the new. So welcome back to our class. So last week we already finished up the first chapter, chapter 7, gases exchange. Okay, so today we will enter the new chapter. So the new chapter is chapter 8, which is transport. So in this chapter there are two subtopics. Only two subtopics. However, only two subtopics, but the content is quite long. Okay, so the two main subtopic is about the transport in mammalian and also transport in plants. So today we will focus only about the transport in mammalian. So for me, I will separate into two parts for mammalian because it's too much. So hopefully I can finish up the three learning outcome that be uh, prepared by MPM. So you see my Telegram group, I already mentioned the outcome lah. So if you see the outcome, normally the first outcome is about the mammalian structure, mammalian heart structure. You need to know the structure of our heart, mammalian heart. Mammalian is our like us lah. Human is one type of mammalian, and not only human, cat, dog, elephant, tiger, all that is considered as mammalian. But it's an easy example is we use human lah as example. Okay, another second outcome is about the cardiac cycle, and then the third outcome is about the heartbeat. Okay, so we will focus these three outcome only. Okay, for today lah, today class. Okay, so okay, and then as a same reminder that if you have any question, you can type in the chat box. I will when I free, I will see it lah. Okay, okay. So okay now okay. So before we begin our class, so I think everyone is know that MPN just announced that the result of your semester one, right, you already set semester one in January, right? So yeah, your result in semester one is already MPM already announced the date, the release date. So it is on the 25th April lah. So yeah, I hope that everyone, maybe you are very confident. I hope that everyone can get your good result maybe, but don't worry if you get the worst result, the bad result, never mind, you can register for you want lah. But I hope that everyone will not do this lah. Okay. Okay, so this is just an announcement for you guys. For those who don't know yet, don't know when your sem one result release. So your sem one result will be released on 25th April, and then you can check online. You can check online lah. Using this link in MPN portal. Okay. Okay. Now we will proceed to the mammalian heart structure. Okay, so this is the first learning outcome, and there is a basic learning outcome lah. I think this one already you guys already learned in SPM 2. So this is just like the revision lah, revision only. Okay, so I think mammalian heart structure. I think this structure everyone should know already, right? Everyone know this structure already, right? This is our mammalian structure lah. And then this is all are the label lah. You need to know. But not all the basic label later I will explain it. But this is just the normal mammalian structure, mammalian heart structure. Okay, and then this one is also mammalian heart structure. Okay, okay, okay. So firstly, I need to mention about the size of the heart. Okay, so our heart, mammalian heart, human, our size is known as is in the clamfish size. Dia macam ni punya. Clamfish is the awak tak awak nak kamkan clap together. Macam ni punya. On macam ni punya. So normally in adult, our heart size is like this one. If you want to know your size of the heart, it's like this. If you like this, then this one is your heart, is your size of the heart at here. At here one. Okay, so this is a very important structure you need to know. You need to know that our heart size is clenched fist. Clenched fist. Okay. Okay, so this is the first point you need to know. And then secondly is about the location. So I think everyone know that, though in general, our heart location is on the left-hand side, right? Is on the left-hand side, right? In general, almost all human, but there are also several rarely case that the heart location is on the right-hand side one. So there are the very rare case lah. But still there are the possibility that the human heart location is on the right hand side. So in examination, you cannot write that your heart is at the left hand side. You cannot write like this. If you write like this, wrong. Why? Because not all human heart is on your left hand side one. Some maybe in nowadays the world got people the heart is at the right hand side one. So you cannot mention that if you exam the question ask you to write the structure of heart, and then you say that our heart location is on the right hand side, is on the left hand side, then no marks. You will not given any marks because this point is inaccurate, not accurate point. So how do you want to mention it? If you want to mention heart location, you need to be mentioned specifically. You need to mention that it is located in the chest cavity known as middle mediastinum directly under the breastbone. So this is breastbone. Breastbone is another name is sternum lah. So this uh is the here. So it is located behind our breastbone one. So sternum, I think everyone is know sternum is the bone that at the middle part. If you know that this one two three four that it right here is big catch, right? And then our heart normally is located behind the sternum. This sternum. So behind the sternum, there are the cavity we known as they are the cavity known as chest cavity, and then the scientific name is known as medial mediastinum. Medial mediastinum. Okay, so this is the location of heart in human only lah. I just mentioned in human because in human only. But if you want to mention about the dog, the cat, they are the different location lah. Different location one. Because human like dog and cat, the position of the heart maybe is different compared to human. Yeah. Okay, so this one you need to alert. Okay. And then next one, I need to mention about the heart coverage tissue. Okay, we know that heart, jantung kami, the coverage tissue, one of the coverage tissue is cardiac muscle, right? You will still remember that in semester one, you learn about the type of muscle tissue. You know that you have skeletal muscle, smooth muscle, and cardiac muscle, right? And then cardiac muscle is only special for the heart only. Okay, but okay. So you know that cardiac muscle is one of the coverage tissue, and another coverage tissue in the outermost layer of heart is known as pericardium tissue. This is the outermost layer coverage tissue of the heart. So if you see here this diagram, this is the 3D diagram that when they make up in 3D, you know myocardium and endocardium is the one type of cardiac muscle, and then pericardium is the outermost layer one. So pericardium is outermost layer one. So there are two types of pericardium, but this one you don't need to know. You just want to know that pericardium is located in the outermost layer of the heart, and there is one type of connective tissue enclose the heart. So I already said it is already outermost layer. And then a smooth layer of endothelium cover the inner surface of the pericardium and the outer surface of the heart. Okay, and then between these two surfaces is a small pericardial cavity filled with fluid, which reduce friction to minimum as the heartbeat. So if you see here, they are in between these two pericardium tissue. Actually, they are the small spaces we known as pericardial cavity lah. So this pericardial cavity is function to reduce the friction to a minimum as the heartbeat. Meaning that when it is reduced to reduce friction lah. Reduce the friction because in our heartbeat maybe dia akan bergerak sangat cepat. So ini cavity untuk mengurangkan friction dia lah. Okay. Untuk protect him lah, another protection for the heart lah. Okay. Okay, another one is about the heart wall. I just mentioned about cardiac muscle. So, cardiac muscle, about the structure, I think I don't need to repeat again. You can refer back to your semester one that you already learned. For this one, I just want to mention about the type of cardiac muscle. So, in our heart, actually, there are three types of cardiac muscle: epicardium, myocardium, and also endocardium. I just want to mention about this and about the structure of cardiac muscle. This one you should know lah. Because you already learned in semester one. I hope you don't forget it lah. Okay. Okay. Another one is about the heart chamber. So this is the very important structure lah. We know that we know that there are four heart chambers in our heart, right? Left ventricle, left ventricle, right ventricle, left aorta, and right aorta, right? So these are the four chambers that you know, because you should know, right? Left aorta, left ventricle, right aorta, right ventricle. Okay, so now I want to mention about the heart chamber too, but it's about the septum. So septum is one type of tissue, one type of connective tissue of the heart wall that separate between ventricle and aorta one. If you know that in four chambers room, like this four chamber room, the at here at the middle part, it already separated between right hand side and also left hand side, right? Left hand side and also right hand side. Okay, so this separation is caused by this connective tissue we know as septum. So this is the connective tissue known as septum that separated the heart between become left hand side and also right hand side. So you still remember that our heart chambers, when we draw a heart chambers, we the upper side is about the atrium, and then the lower part is about ventricle, and then this part is left hand side, and then this part is right hand side, because this is the mirror image. We see this as a mirror image. If you use the mirror to see it, you will found that it is reversible lah. Also, that is why that in paper, when you draw in your paper, you need to mention that this hip part is left hand side, not right hand side. If you write this one is left, this one is right, then totally wrong lah. Because this one, why we write like this write like this, because of the mirror reversible image. We use the mirror reversible image one. So yeah, yeah. So you need to know, and I already mentioned septum. So there are two types of septum. Either is separated left hand side, right hand side. But for this one, inter-aorta septum is to separate between left atrium and right atrium one. And then this interventricular septum is separated between right ventricle and left ventricle one. So this is about the what we call as septum. So the main function of the septum is about separate the right atrium and ventricle from the left atrium and left ventricle. So it is to separate between right hand side and left hand side of the heart of the heart chambers. So it is very important in cardiac cycle. So what is cardiac cycle? Later we will see it. Okay. So about the chambers, so I think this one everyone already familiar with it. What are the four chambers? Left atrium, right atrium, left ventricle, and right ventricle. And then we know that between left atrium and left ventricle, we have the valve known as bicuspid valve. And then between right atrium and right ventricle, we have the valve known as tricuspid valve. And then between at the middle part between the left ventricle and aorta, we known as semilunar valve, and also right ventricle and pulmonary artery is known as semilunar valve too. So there are actually four main valve that you need to know lah. Another book they mention that they got AV valve, ultraventricular valve, but ultraventricular valve is the general name. Why? Because ultraventricular valve can be used for both, but both right atrium between right atrium and right ventricle, and also left atrium and left ventricle. So between these two chambers, you can use ultraventricular valve. Why can be used? Because ultraventricular, because it is the two terms that it combined together lah. Ultra is ultra, ventricular is ventricle. So it combined together and then just like that only. So it is a very general term. So but in examination, when they label this valve, you write ultraventricular valve, not it is wrong lah actually. You need to mention very specific lah. You need to mention because why like this? Because tricuspid and bicuspid is totally different one. Like you will still remember that what are they are different. You will know that. I see. I give you the structure. This valve structure. So if you know that tricuspid is like this, dia ada 3 line punya. It have the contain dah 3 line dekat sini. And then bicuspid only hanya 2 line je. So ini perbezaan dia. Perbezaan dia. So you need to alert of it. So okay. Okay, and then about the chambers involved in mammalian heart. So I did this one. I just recall back of you. If you see this kind of structure, where is the left atrium? So I will know that this first one, this left hand side upper part is left atrium, and then this right hand side upper part is right atrium, and then the lower part is ventricle. All here is ventricle. This one is left ventricle, and then this one is right ventricle. And then between the right atrium and right ventricle, we not have the tricuspid valve at here. And then another one, between left atrium and left ventricle, there are the bicuspid valve at here. And then there are in the middle part, there are the semi-lunar valve. Actually, semi-lunar valve is also the general name. In specific name is about the aortic valve and also pulmonary valve. So aortic valve is special for the left ventricle part, and then pulmonary valve is special for right ventricle part. So yeah, but in general name is known as semilunar valve because the structure is similar, no, almost similar, almost similar. So in exam you can write semilunar valve is okay. Okay, I think semilunar this one is about the semilunar valve. So I already mentioned there are 2 types of semilunar valve, aortic valve and pulmonary valve. So aortic valve is between the left ventricle and the aorta. If you still remember that this is about the our aorta. And then another one is about the pulmonary valve. Pulmonary valve is the valve between the right ventricle and pulmonary artery at here. Okay. Okay, about the valve structure. So normally the valve, I just want to give you to see the structure of the tricuspid and bicuspid valve. And then the main function of the valve is to prevent backflow of the blood in the heart. Okay, so what this means? So this one you need to know the blood flow in the heart lah. So if you, I think this one you should know, but never mind. If you already forget, never mind. I repeat again. Okay, so this one is the flow of the blood in the heart. So the upper part is about the deoxygenated blood, and then the lower part is about the oxygenated blood. So oxygenated blood. Okay, so meaning that deoxygenated blood, meaning that it is the blood when is absent of oxygen, meaning it is come from the tissue layer, cell tissue, the organ, the whole body part that already cell metabolism already used up. You still remember the gases exchange. You know that in gases exchange, the blood is flow from lung, oxygenated blood, and then pass through to the cell tissue, right? And then in cell tissue, oxygen is released, and then carbon dioxide they will accept the blood cell, the erythrocyte will accept carbon dioxide, right? So this one we call as deoxygenated blood. So once the blood is come from the from the cell tissue, the blood is now is absent of oxygen. So you see here, okay, see this diagram. So once the cell tissue already undergo any metabolism, so all the waste product, especially carbon dioxide, blood will be enter and will be enter through the vena cava first. You will enter through vena cava. So there are 2 types of vena cava, either superior or inferior. But you don't need to know. You just want to know that they will enter vena cava. Okay, once they enter vena cava, they will go to the right atrium. Okay, once they go to the right atrium and then they go to right ventricle. After that, they pump the blood into the lung, directly to the lung. So they pump the blood to the lung through the pulmonary artery. So this blue color one is known as like pulmonary artery. So there are actually two parts lah, either left hand side or right hand side. But in general, you just want to know that the deoxygenated blood from the cell tissue will be pumped through the pulmonary artery, and then this pulmonary artery will be go to the lung. It will directly go to the lung for gases exchange. Okay, once the gases exchange is done, okay, now the blood is fulfilled with all the oxygen. So this oxygen later need to go to the cell tissue because cell tissue now require now oxygen. So how it go? The blood from the lung will be enter to the heart through the pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins. Okay, once they enter the pulmonary veins, they will enter to the left atrium. Okay, left atrium, later they will go to the left ventricle through the bicuspid valve, and then after that they will pump the blood through the semilunar valve, through the aorta too, and then it will pump to the blood in the whole body, directly to the whole body. So this is the aorta. Aorta is the very big blood vessel in our body. It is the biggest blood vessel in our body. So aorta is very important lah. Okay, so the oxygenated blood will be pumped to all part of the body through the aorta. So the process is repeated lah. So it will go to the cell tissue, and then oxygen is released, and then carbon dioxide is received, and then it will repeat the process until you die lah. It will repeat lah. Once you have the heart, it will repeat the process until you die lah. That. So this is the normal blood flow of the normal blood flow in the heart that you should know and you should remember lah. So okay. Okay, so that's all for the heart structure. So I think it's very easy. No any question? Okay, so I see no question. Okay, now if no question, next I will go to the cardiac cycle. Okay, cardiac cycle I think is new to you, totally new to you. You never heard it before. Okay, so you need to know, you need to pay attention lah. Because this is one of the famous topic in this chapter. One of the famous topic lah. So you need to pay attention. Okay. Okay, so what is cardiac cycle? Cardiac cycle. So normally you already know the blood flow. Okay, you know the blood flow, but is it meaning blood flow? But if you know that our heart have heartbeat, right? Why we need have a heartbeat? And then what does mean that one heartbeat is what is the meaning? I mean, we know that heartbeat is equivalent to our blood flow in the heart. Because one heartbeat it will complete the blood flow from here. It will complete the blood from the tissue and then directly go to the lungs. Also, the blood from the lung directly go to the cell tissue. One heartbeat. So in cardiac cycle, you need to know the period. You need to know the period. Know the when our muscle is contract, when our muscle is relaxed. Because heartbeat is equivalent to blood flow and also equivalent to the contraction of the muscle. You know that we know that heart has the muscle. So what are the function of the muscle? The main function of the function is to relax and contract, right? Contract and relax. Why it want to contract and relax? Because it need to ensure the blood flow is constantly occur in the heart. So in cardiac cycle, you will learn about that how within one heartbeat, when is the part that part of the muscle contract, and when is the part of the muscle relax. You know that we remember that our heart contain 4 chamber, right? 4 chamber. Sorry, 4 chamber here, and then each chamber contain their muscle, right? if you know that each chamber contain their own cardiac muscle here. So not in heart, not necessarily in one heartbeat, it will contract together and relax together, but no, it occurs separately. It is firstly is about the ultrasystole later ultra contract first, and then later ventricle contract, and then later they will relax. Like that one. It is a contract time by time. It based on the time given. Based on the time. It is not directly that or all the heart is contract at the same time and all the heart is contract at the same time and then relax at the same time. No. The muscle contract and relax is in different period. So this is why that we need to learn about the cardiac cycle. Okay, so in cardiac cycle, the contraction and relaxation of the cardiac muscle, we cannot use contract and relax. There are the specific scientific term you need to use is systole and diastole. You need to use this. You cannot use contract and relax. If you use contract and relax, totally wrong. You will not get any marks at all. Systole and diastole. You need to remember it. So systole is the period of contraction in cycle, and then diastole is relaxation. So systole equal to contract, diastole equal to relax. Just remember this. And then again, contract and relax cannot be used in terms of cardiac cycle. So from now, I will use systole and diastole. So you need to remember systole is equal to contract and diastole is equal to relax. I will not use the contract and relax term anymore. You need to practice like that lah. So in examination, you take note, make note. You cannot. I recommend you use systole and diastole because in Stpm biology, the scientific term is very strict. You need to use the very correct form. Okay. Okay. So any question or no question? Okay. 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 Now I will proceed to the this is the overall process of the cardiac cycle. Okay. Overall process of the cardiac cycle. Okay. So in overall process of the cardiac cycle, actually only three main phase. Ultrasystole, ultrasystole, ventricle systole, and also ventricle diastole. Ultra and ventricle diastole. So there are only three phases you need to know. Ultrasystole, ventricle systole, and also ventricle and diastole. Three main phase only. But in this diagram, it is more detailed lah. But if you refer to Campbell, it is only three phase only. But actually, it's only have three phase. But this one is more detailed diagram. So okay. Now I will explain it one by one. So pay attention lah, because this is very important topic. In many people cannot understand. Apply to. Okay, you need to know. Okay. So firstly is about the ultrasystole. So what happened to the ultrasystole? So in this cardiac cycle, you need to remember two things. First thing, you need to know about the volume of the chambers. Second thing is about the pressure of the chambers. Both. In ultrasystole, what happened to the ultra volume and also ultra pressure? Ultra pressure is a pressure inside this ultra chamber. And same time, what happened to the ventricle? In ventricle, the volume of the ventricle is what is the volume of the ventricle and what is the pressure in change in the ventricle too. So you need to know these two very important. And then the third thing is about the WAF. WAF. We know that WAF is like a switch. You can say it is switch or dia macam halangan lah. Halangan dah. Jalan-jalan WAF tu dia macam halangan punya. Kalau dia tutup, memang jalan tu tutup lah. Semua orang tak boleh jalan. Macam like if you go to highway or you go to jalan raya tu, valve tu dia macam polis lah. If they police set roadblock and then everyone cannot go. Dia awak kena tunggu lah, sampai tunggu. Not you can just say roadblock. Traffic light. Traffic light. More easy example. Traffic light, valve like a traffic light. When the valve is closed, then it mean that red light lah. Red light, lampu merah awak tak boleh gerak kan. Semua kereta kena tunggu dekat belakang lampu merah. Hanya lampu hijau awak boleh bergerak. So when the valve open is equal to lampu hijau lah. The green light and then the blood can flow. So these are the three things you must know. Pressure, volume, and the valve. Which valve is closed, which valve is open, you need to know. These three key things. If you already confuse these three things, you don't know then cannot lah. Okay. So far clear? I think clear, right? Okay. Now we will go to one by one. What happened to ultrasystole? What happened to ventricle systole? And what happened to ventricle diastole? Okay. Okay. Ultrasystole. Okay. Ultrasystole meaning I already mentioned. Systole is what? Systole is contract, right? So meaning that at this time, both atrium is contract. The muscle in the at the atrium chambers is contract. Okay. So when this ultra is contract, what happened? First thing happen, I already mentioned about the pressure. Okay, so in the pressure of the ultra now is very high lah. Because why? Because the volume of the ultra is low. It's decreased. The volume of the ultra now is decreased, and then the pressure of the ultra now is increased. It's increased. Why? Because now the space of the heart is small. The space of these ultra chambers are small now. Because you know that contract is like this, right? Contract dia macam awak kena buat macam kuat sikit. So why it like this? Because they need to make sure that the blood from the pulmonary vein or pulmonary vein for the left atrium and also the blood from the vena cava is all the blood will flow into the ventricle. So all the blood, they need to make sure that all the blood now is go to the ventricle part. So meaning that the every valve are open. The ultraventricular valve are forced to open because the pressure inside the ultra is very high. So it's too high until it forces the every valve to open. So when every valve is open, so all the blood from the ultra will go to the ventricle parts. So left atrium will go to the left ventricle, right atrium will go to the right ventricle. So to fill up the blood in the ventricle. Okay, so once as ventricle fill, ultraventricular valve will flap hams limply into ventricle. So ultra contact will forcing additional blood into ventricle. So the main function is to make sure all the blood inside, all the blood in the ultra is already enter ventricle until it is full. When it is full, later it will go to the next stage. So this main function is to make sure that the blood in the left atrium and right atrium go to the left ventricle and right ventricle respectively until the blood in the ventricle are totally full. So this is the function of the ultrasystole. So in ultrasystole, the key things is you need to know is first the volume of the ultra chambers are decreased, and then the pressure are increased, and third thing is the AV valve are open. Fourth thing is the blood is pass through from left out from the atrium to the ventricle. So these four things happen inside the ultrasystole. Okay, so this is about the ultrasystole. And then next phase is about ventricular systole, meaning that it is the time that ventricle contract. Okay, once the blood from the ultra enter into the ventricle, and then the blood in the ventricle is already full, then your AV valve will be closed. AV valve will be closed now. And then at the same time, your ultra pressure now is start to decrease. Ultra pressure decrease, and then the ultra volume increase now. Okay. At the same time, so all of the things is happening at the same time. At the same time, your ventricle walls, the cardiac muscle between the surrounding the ventricles are starting to contract. Okay, so when they contract, they will pump the blood, like the left ventricle will pump the blood to all part of the body, right? And then the right ventricle will pump to the blood into the lung, right? So this one will cause the semilunar valve to open. So if you see here, I think this one they not mention. Here. Yeah, you will force the semilunar valve to open. So the ventricle will start to contract, and then once it is contract, it will pump the blood and then push the blood upward, and then will force the semilunar valve to open. Dia akan menyebabkan semilunar valve ni akan terus buka kerana pressure dia terlalu tinggi sangat. So now your ventricle pressure is very high, and then the volume is decreased. So this is what happened in ventricular systole. And then once the pumping happen, you will hear got sound we known as loop sound. Loop sound, LUB, loop sound. Loop sound. Why? Because of this valve, this tricuspid valve. Because this tricuspid valve, when it is closed, you will heard this sound. You heard this sound, loop sound. Dia tutup, awak akan dengar loop sound ni. So ini very important. You need to know. In examination, maybe you ask you when the loop sound is produced, ventricular systole, it will produce a loop sound. When it is produced or why it is produced. Kenapa dia ada suara ni. So you need to know lah. So ventricular systole is a key cardiac cycle, key role in cardiac cycle. So what happened is when first thing is you need to know is when the blood is already fulfilled in the both ventricles, then the airway valve will be closed. So when they are closing, they will produce loud sound lah. Okay, this first thing. Second thing is the ultra pressure will decrease, and then the volume will increase. Okay. Third thing is now your ventricle muscle now starting to systole now. So when it is starting to systole, meaning that the volume of ventricle will decrease, and then your pressure of ventricle will increase. So this one will cause the blood in the ventricle push upward, and then pump the blood for left ventricle will pump the blood to whole body, and then for right ventricle it will pump the blood to to the lung, and then this one will force the semilunar valve to open. So this is the things happen in ventricular systole. Okay. Next. Okay, so I think everyone is clear. So if everyone not clear, please ask in the chat box. Okay, okay. Next, I will explain the last phase is about aorta and ventricular diastole. So this is the phase that all the chambers are relaxed, totally relaxed at all. So the key point is that the semilunar valve is closed now. So when the when the semilunar valve is closed, it will produce another sound we call as duck sound. DUP, duck sound. The second sound that it will be produced. So this it will be produced. So why this sound is produced? Because of snap of the semilunar valve. Meaning when the semilunar valve is closed, then it will produce this sound. Dia agak ada bunyi ni. So this one is the second sound you need to know. So at here, all of the chambers, however ultra or ventricle, your pressure in ventricle, your pressure is decreased lah. Where pressure is decreased and then your volume is increased compared to ventricular systole, and then but your ultra is maintained. Because at ventricular systole, your ultra is under relaxed manner, memang relax punya. Dia tak buat apa-apa lah, dia akan di sini at the ventricular systole, your ultra will not have the blood right. All the blood will be at the ventricle. So now after ventricular systole, meaning all the blood already pumped out from the heart. So your semilunar valve is starting to close already close. Okay, so when the E is closing, your airway valve will start to open. So meaning that the blood from the vena cava and the pulmonary vein will start to fill in again. So this process is repeated. So as you can see this diagram. So when E is enter the ventricle diastole and also ventricular diastole here, ventricular diastole and ultrasystole, it will start to cycle again. Will continue back to ultrasystole again. They repeat and repeat until you die. This is why we call as cycle, because it is a repeated process. It will repeat and repeat until we are die lah. Okay. So I hope everyone can understand it. Okay, so this is very important. I can say it's very important topic you need to learn. And also maybe I don't know. I already try to my best explain. So if you don't understand it, please ask now. So I think until here nobody asking. So everyone is very smart lah. Everyone here is very smart. Okay. Okay. Okay, now we will go to the graph of cardiac cycle. So this is the graph, but actually you just need to focus the upper part. Because the lower part is we call as electrocardiogram. This one is for doctor one. This one, if you see this diagram is you will see in hospital. For especially the people in ICU lah. I think you see drama also have right. You see drama, you have the diagram like this right. So this is the cardiogram. But this one, yeah, not doctor. Maybe you want to learn doctor, you need to know how to learn it lah. But in our syllabus, you just want to know the upper part one. This graph is very important too. Sangat important juga. Kerana ini dia memang kait dengan cardiac cycle. And in examination, normally they will ask you, this is what Ini apa? Ini apa? Ini apa? Ini apa? Dia akan panggil. So you need to know. And then this what represent this line. So there are total 4 lines that you need to know. So this red line, the upper one, red line is about the aortic pressure. So aortic pressure normally is very high, is totally high, or because aortic pressure is the aorta, right? Aorta part. So this part of the pressure normally is very high. So that is why that you will see is at the very high pressure one. And then the blue color one, I see here this one blue color one. So this blue color is ventricular pressure. The pressure represent for ventricle. Pressure that represent ventricle. So the pressure that represent ventricle is blue color one. Okay, and then the uh orange color is about the ultra pressure. The ultra chambers pressure. Ultra chambers pressure. Okay, so what does it mean? Apa maksud ni? Dia bagi makna apa? Okay, so I already mentioned you about the cardiac cycle. You need to know about the pressure and also volume and also the valve. So if you already know this concept, you will know this graph will present what. Okay, you see here that when the ventricle pressure is very slow, very slow. So what does it mean? When the pressure is very low, what does it mean? Meaning at here is the point that ventricle is in the diastole state. So at here, you see here. This point is the point that ultra and ventricular diastole. Ultra and ventricular diastole. Relax. Totally relax. Tak ada apa-apa. Kenapa? Kerana pressure dia sangat rendah. Pressure dia sangat rendah. And then at here, all the valve is open. Or valve is open. So valve is open. Every valve is open. Okay. When they start the blood, when they enter here, this point here, what does it mean? This mean that you see the graph, you can see that the ventricle pressure is increasing very big. Increase sharply. Dia macam rush punya. Macam awal naiki roller coaster. Wah, terus naik ke atas. Sangat tinggi, terus naik. So, if you see here, when the ventricle pressure is starting to increase, meaning that this point is the point that the every valve will start to close. The point that ventricle systole is start now. Ventricle systole is starting now. You know that, right? Because the AV valve now is closed. Okay, so when it is closed, so ventricle systole is start, then they are increase until here. Once it increase until this point, until increase in this point, the aortic pressure also will start to increase. So at here, meaning that this point, the blood contained in the ventricle is almost full already. It's totally full. It's already full lah. I can say it's already full. And now the ventricles start to contract, and then the pressure is very high. Now it's want to start to contract and then pump the blood already. So the aortic valve is semilunar valve will start to open. Semilunar valve will start to open. So when the semilunar valve start to open, meaning that it will starting to pump the blood. So when it pump the blood, totally the pressure is totally increase again. So the aortic pressure and ventricular pressure will start to increase until it reach the maximum, until then later they will decrease. Why decrease? When they start to decrease, meaning that the blood in the ventricle is already absent. All the blood already pumped out already. Okay, so when all the blood already pumped out, so after ventricle systole, what happened? And ventricle systole, what happened? Your semilunar valve was closed. Because all the blood already pumped out, so the semilunar valve was closed already. So when the semilunar valve already closed, so your ventricle pressure will starting to decrease very start to decrease very sharp also. Okay, when they and then enter here, and there when the ventricle pressure is increase until normally is 0 like that or equal to the ultra pressure, the airway valve will start to open. So when the airway valve is starting to open, meaning it already enter ventricular and ultra diastole. So the blood from the vena cava and also from the pulmonary vein will start to enter into the heart and also fill into the ventricle. And then this process is repeat, repeat, and repeat. So you need to know the meaning of the diagram. So in examination, normally they will ask you what this point is what, this point is what, this point is what, this point is what, or they want to explain very short question why this their terus increase, or maybe it will ask you when is the ventricular diastole phase mana satu. So you know that this tempat ni, ni very low pressure one is ventricular and ultra diastole. And then starting here from here is the phase of ventricular systole. And then here ventricular systole. And then starting here is a period starting here to here is also what ultra and ventricular diastole 2, and then here ini increase very slightly one here, ini adalah tempat ultra systole, because ultra systole is very short only, because ultra systole is just want to make sure that all the blood from the atrium is already enter into the ventricle. So once it totally enter, it will close the valve, and then ventricular systole will start happen, and then from here until here actually is ventricular systole period lah. Period. So you need to know, and then you also need to know the sounds. So when the sound is happen, you need to know lah. We know that loud sound, LUB, first sound is happen at where? Here, right? When your semilunar valve is open, and then is open, and then another sound is at here, right here. When your semilunar valve is closed, so there are two sound at here. Dua bunyi dekat sini. So you also need to know. So ini dia dah bagi tahu lah, first sound and second sound. And third sound you don't need to know. This one is not our syllable. This one is medical like what. But the first sound and second sound is very important. Okay, so I think that's all for the graph or cardiac cycle. Okay, so any question so far? Wow, no question. Everyone is very smart lah, I think. Maybe everyone is very smart, no question at all. Everyone is understanding. So can score A lah. Maybe. If keluar soalan ni, maybe you can score A lah. Okay, next I will go to the last topic today lah. Heartbeat initiation and heartbeat regulation. Okay. Okay, about the heartbeat initiation, I think heartbeat initiation. So what does it mean? So heartbeat initiation is the meaning that how the heartbeat is done. Just now, cardiac cycle, you need to differentiate these two. These two are totally different. Cardiac cycle is that you need to know the contraction and also blood flow. But this one, heartbeat initiation, is to know that how the heart is boleh lompat. Macam mana dia lompat punya? We know that it can contract and relate. Tapi siapa yang control? Bukan dia contract and relate sesuka hati punya. Dia ada control punya. Dia ada controller punya. Controller punya. So this one I think you also already learned in Stpm. So maybe this revision for you lah. Okay, so if you know that in heartbeat initiation there are the certain key things you need to know. Sinoatrial another name is known as pacemaker, right? Sinoatrial node, and then ultraventricular node, his bundle, and then a bundle of his or his bundle of his, and then another one is Purkinje fiber. So these are the four things you need to you know, right? So how the heartbeat is done? Actually, heartbeat is our contraction. If you want to make the muscle to contract or relax, it require the nerve impulse, nerve electrical impulse that you will learn in chapter 3, next chapter. But I think in general, in logically, you should know that when you need to make a muscle contract or relax, you need to have the nerve impulse, right? Ada signal baru dia ada boleh kerja. Macam awak kan. Ada exam awak baru baca buku kan. Tak ada exam awak takkan baca buku ni. Betul tak? Betul kan? Betul kan? You got exam, baru baca buku. Last minute baca buku. Tak ada exam, then tak maulah, tak apa. Tak baca lah. Pergi main je lah. So same as the heart, right? If you want to make heart kerja, nak kerja, kena ada signal. Kalau tak ada signal, memang tak ada kerja punya. Tak akan kerja punya. So, sama aja. So, apa yang menyebabkan jantung kami bekerja? Inilah empat-empat empat-empat komponen ni sangat important. Very important. Okay. So, this is the flow of the impulse. So normally SA node is what we call as sinoatrial node, Okay, so sinoatrial node is act as the pacemaker. You know that it is act as the pacemaker that can set the rate and timing to contract the cardiac muscle. So SA node ni dia macam komputer punya. Dia macam ada komputer, punya. Dia akan tahu punya masa nak contract, masa untuk send impulse atau tak. Ini macam majikan lah, macam bos kamu lah. Macam bos kamu atau in real world lah, Stpm lah, macam MPM lah. MPM dia kata, exam date is at here. So is at like in your semester 2, I don't know your semester 2 is at where, I think August like that, right? So already set the date. Your semester 2 examination date is at the 1st of August. For example, I already forget 1st of August. So meaning that it already give the signal to you lah. Already give the signal to you. 1st August nak bekerja. Ini exam date punya. So ini SA node dia macam MPM lah, in real world. So SA node dia akan dia akan send the nerve impulse to the ultra first. It will spread the nerve impulse into the ultra, causing the ultra to contract. So at here, this time is ultra systole lah. So ultra systole, this is why the ultra systole is the first phase in the cardiac cycle. Because the SA node is located at here. It is located at the you see here, it is located at the right atrium. Located in the wall of the right atrium. So it will firstly send the impulse to the ultra, both ultra first to make them contract, and then after that it will send the impulse to the AV node too. AV node also. So after the AV nodes receive the impulse, and then it will stop for a while first. Akan tunggu dulu first. Kenapa SA node nak pergi AV node? Kenapa dia tak boleh directly pergi ke ventricle? Kenapa nak AV node lagi? Why? Because AV node is like R in the highway. Dia nak tunggu dulu. Tak perlu risau, tak perlu laju. Tunggu dulu. Tunggu dekat sini dulu. It control first. So why? Because you see why? Because because you need to make sure that the ultra the blood in the ultra is totally flow into the ventricle. You still remember the cardiac cycle that you learn. You learn. You know that in ultra systole, the everyone is open, and then all the blood will be from the ultra will flow into the ventricle. So every node is the part that it will delay the spread in the nerve impulse first. Dia kena delay dulu, tunggu nerve impulse tunggu. Dia bagi semua darah-darah dekat ultra tu semua masuk ventricle, okey, semua masuk, baru every node dia akan will spread the nerve impulse into the bundle of his first. And then after that, bundle of his, and then it will go to the Purkinje fiber, and then it will cause the ventricle contract. So every node it will go to the every bundle. So every bundle actually is bundle of his lah. And then after that, it will go to the right and left hand side bundle branch. Right hand side, right hand side here, left hand side here. So it will go to the right hand side and left hand side bundle branch, and then it will go to the Purkinje fiber. So this is the Purkinje fiber, and then the Purkinje once the nerve impulse already reach the Purkinje fiber, it will conduct the impulse to muscle fiber to make the both ventricle contract, make the both ventricle are contract. So now is the time that ventricle is ventricle systole. So this is the overall process of the heartbeat initiation. So the key component is about the SA nodes, sinoatrial node. They act as pacemaker. So this is the explanation. So I think everyone how to know it. Okay. Any question? I think no, because this one is that you learn in Stpm, right? Okay. Now I will go to the last topic for this time of today, heartbeat regulation. Okay. Heartbeat regulation. Okay. Next, heartbeat regulation. Okay, we know that we'll see this. Okay, we know that our heart contraction is about myogenic. Myogenic meaning is it is automatically when and whatever at you time when you are survive, your heartbeat is automatically conducted by same as your gases change. Your gases change your respiration. Respiration, inhalation, and exhalation. All this is a biogenic process. Whatever when you are sleeping, or you are walking, or you are whatever you do when you are survive, your heart should be have function. If your heart is not function, then you will die. Right? So, but however, there are also the key factor that can be control your heartbeat rate. Either it increase your heartbeat rate or it decrease your heartbeat rate. Okay, so the key component, the first one is about our nervous system. Our nervous system. Okay. So normally there are the sensory receptor. That sensory receptor around our body. You know that in our nervous system there are many sensory receptor. Sensory receptor. So our sensory receptor in the wall of the certain blood vessel and heart chambers are very sensitive to change in blood pressure. Okay, so when your sensory receptor is stimulated, the receptor will send the message to the cardiac center in the medulla of the brain. So if you see this diagram, so stressor or other stimuli. So when your sensory receptor in the wall of certain blood vessel or heart chamber, so when there are the something change happen inside your inside your blood or your heart chamber, something change happen, this sensory receptor will be stimulated, and then it will send the message to the hypothalamus first, and then it will directly go to the cardiac center. Okay, so this cardiac center will govern two set of autonomic nerve that pass to the sinoatrial node, either is parasympathetic or sympathetic. But this one, later you will learn in more detail in chapter 3. What is a parasympathetic? What is sympathetic? You will learn more detail in chapter 3. I just want to let you know that once the stimulus is already enter the cardiac cycle, this cardiac cycle will dia akan modulate apa info yang dia dapat, and then it will send the impulse either is sympathetic or parasympathetic. Okay. Okay. So what happened to the parasympathetic? Okay. What happened when the nerve cardiac center already receive information. Okay. And then dia cakap, okay, I need to send the info to parasympathetic. Okay, so what are the parasympathetic effect? Effect is it will increase the heart rate. Sympathetic is to increase the heart rate one. Dia kena meningkatkan kelompatan jantung kami. And then parasympathetic will decrease our heart rate. So when the signal is about toward the parasympathetic, dia akan slow down your heartbeat. So okay. So once the sympathetic receive the signal. So now I will explain about parasympathetic. So once the parasympathetic nerve is already offset or dia dapat info tu, what will happen is this one I think is more toward chapter 3 lah actually. More toward the chapter 3. This one I think no right. This is a synapse right? Synapse structure. You know that this is synapse, and then this one is the effector. Okay. So whatever I think I just want to mention about that. Maybe this one you will more detail in chapter 3, but I think in SPA you already learned, so I think this is not problem. You know that this is a synapse structure, right? And then this is the muscle. And in chapter 3, you will learn about this one is called as neuromuscular junction. So or whatever, you don't need, maybe you are confused here, but I want to mention that in synapse, if you still remember your theory in your synapse, you will know that when the nerve impulse is reached at here, it will release the neurotransmitter, right? Neurotransmitter will be released. So in parasympathetic, the neurotransmitter will be released is known as the acetylcholine. Okay, so what are the function of acetylcholine? The key function of the acetylcholine is to decrease the rate of depolarization by increase the membrane permeability to potassium ion. So depolarization actually is a key term that you learn in chapter 3. The key term that you learn in chapter 3. So I hold on dulu. Maybe you can take note. What is meaning by depolarization? I hold on first. You can maybe if you again you can search yourself. But I hold on first because I will teach you chapter 3 too. Chapter 3 in future. So I hold on first. Maybe you can take note about this. Okay. So by increase the membrane permeability to potassium ion. Okay, so when you see here, see here, the key component is the decrease the rate of depolarization. So depolarization actually is deactivate the signal. In general terms, is actually deactivate the signal. Dia kena slow down. Tak perlu bizain sangat. Slow down dulu. Panggil masa tu slow down dulu. Tak perlu bizain sangat. Slow down. Cool down first. Don't need to contract. Relax first. So it will relax. So meaning that the acetylcholine will bind to the acetylcholine receptor, and then the G protein receptor will activate the G protein, and then this G protein will bind to the potassium ion potassium channel to open, and then the potassium ion inside the cardiac muscle will be released out. Okay, and then this will cause the action potential occur more slowly. So this actually you learn in chapter 3. Chapter 3. So for now, I don't need to explain very detail. Later you will know it why the potential ion release out, then it can reduce the signal, reduce the signal. Kenapa? Later you will know lah. Okay. Okay, in sympathetic, I already mentioned is increase our heartbeat rate, right? So the neurotransmitter that will be released is norepinephrine. Norepinephrine, or another name is called as noradrenaline. So norepinephrine is American English. In British style is noradrenaline. Okay, so the key function of noradrenaline is to speed up the heart rate and increase the strength of contraction by stimulate the calcium ion channel open during depolarization. Okay, meaning that actually during depolarization is actually deactivate already. Dia tak mau lah, dah relax lah. Tapi sekarang dia force dia kerja. Maksud dia awak dah rasa ayuh letih lah. Okey lah, dah balik lah, dah balik, dah balik. Dah balik tidur lah, balik mandi lah. Tapi bos kata tak boleh. Awak kena OT, buat OT. Itulah maksud dia. Awak kena buat OT. So meaning that the calcium ion from the synapse cleft ni dia akan masuk ke dalam neuromuscular muscle. This cardiac muscle and then to activate the action potential. Action potential. So again, kenapa calcium ion masuk ke dalam akan activate action potential? Action potential. Later you will see it in chapter 3. So I hold first for now. Okay, but this one is you need to know lah. So the key important is the neurotransmitter you need to know is noradrenaline and also acetylcholine. Acetylcholine is to decrease the heartbeat rate. Noradrenaline is to increase our heartbeat rate. And then acetylcholine is corresponding to parasympathetic, and then noradrenaline is corresponding to sympathetic. Okay. And then another one, not only nervous system, our hormone endocrine system also can affect, meaning adrenal gland. So you will know that noradrenaline not only is a one type of neurotransmitter, it also one type of hormone also. So noradrenaline and adrenaline are the hormone that play responsible in flight and fight response. So when these two type of hormones are increasing rapidly, it will increase the heart rate lah. Okay. Okay, so that's all for today, class. So I had covered about the 3 topics. So hopefully you guys understand about my class. So again, any question so far? Any question? No question. Wow, everyone is very smart, right? All are understanding. Maybe okay. Maybe I give you until 9:20. If no question, we will end our class now. So I think no question as well. Okay, okay. Another thing I need to maybe because next week is Hari Raya. I don't know you guys. I don't know you guys want to me have a class or not. So maybe I will make a poll. I will follow you guys opinion about the next week class. So if any people say you want cuti, cuti, then I will cancel. I will not have a class next week lah. If you guys prefer class, and then I will conduct class. Okay, so I think no question as well. So I think everyone is know what I'm teaching. So we will end our class now. So I will see you maybe in next week or maybe in following week lah. Okay, so see you and have a nice day. Good night. Bye. Okay, got one question here about the you need to focus. Actually, my answer is you should focus all the topic that the MPM list out. You should focus. Because all the topic in MPM that MPM list out will be come out in examination. Because you don't know which topic will be cut out. Even though the Mammalian heart structure is very simple question, but it is in the syllabus, so you should know it lah. But the most topic that you need to cover is about cardiac cycle. Cardiac cycle is very important, I can say. Because objective part, I think already come out many years especially objective. And also subjective part could come out too. Yeah. So cardiac cycle is the most important topic in this chapter for now lah. And another one is about cardiovascular disease. Cardiovascular disease normally is come out in essay. It already come out 2 to 3 times in essay question for cardiovascular disease. So, but anyway, for now, you should focus all the topics lah, not only focus the topic that I mentioned only. All the topics that given by NPM, you should focus it lah, so you can get the better result. I already mentioned it. You need to get A, then you need to score well lah. Because now is not last minute. You can read. You can spend your time to read it. Because in last minute maybe lah. Last minute you need to read only the hot topic. Then never mind. But for now, I recommended you should focus all the topic that list out by NPM. Okay, so I think I answer your question. So thank you. Then got other question or not? I think no. So okay, so I will end the class now. So thank you for you guys. And then for the next week class, maybe have or maybe not have. I will make a poll that you guys choose. Okay. Thank you and goodbye. Good night. Bye.